I recording? Apparently so. Hello and welcome to the Carl Blemming channel. Well, I thought it was about time that I gave you a first impressions commentary about this Samsung Chromebook that I got. I got more than a month ago now. The first thing I'm going to do is play this video that I recorded the first day that I got it, when I was initially setting up the Chromebook. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's probably pretty boring listening to, me talk to myself as I type things on a laptop. So I'm going to edit this down as much as I can, and I'll play it for you now. Okay, the first thing it's asking me for is what network to use, so I'm going to log into my Wi-Fi network. Google Chrome OS terms. This legal crap. Additional terms. Okay. Accept and continue. Nothing horrendous jumped out at me. I scanned through it there. And I've got to sign in. Okay, and sign in. Okay, got the two-step verification, so I have to sign in with a phone call. Okay, I gotta choose a picture. I'm gonna take a picture of myself right now. There we go. I'll use that. Okay, welcome to your Chromebook. Web apps. Yeah, I know most of there is software, but it's all online. Get to know your touchpad. Ooh. Access files, work offline. So you can do some things offline. Interesting. What do we have down here? There's a launcher with Google Chrome, Mail, Search, Google Drive. I suppose I have a Google Drive because I have a Google account, but I don't think I've ever used it. YouTube and apps. What are the apps? Well, here's the get started thing I was just looking at. And files. Let's look at files. Okay, well there's a downloads folder in a Google Drive, which gives you 100 gigabytes free. I suppose maybe you can pay for more. I don't know. Oh, here's a document. That's actually something that I did in Google Docs last year, a couple years ago actually. It's still there. Okay. Anyway, let me try closing it and then opening it again, see how fast it comes back. Okay. Wow, it's like instant on. All right, well, let's look at YouTube. Okay, started another tab in my Chrome browser. Actually, I wonder if I can make this full screen. I think this is the full screen button. There you go. What shall we, how about cat juggling? Oh, there I am. No problems playing YouTube videos. Okay, enough of that. Wow, I've got more than 10,000 views on that video now. Well, the only other thing I did that day was I went into the Chrome Web Store, which is this web page where you can download web apps onto your Chromebook. Looks it's kind of like that. I don't know if you can see that. Basically, now I went through a few categories. I went through the games and the productivity apps, and it looks like everything is a free download. I don't know if they charge for any of these. But anyway, I tried downloading a game. There was a game called Don't Starve that I wanted to try out, so I clicked on it and downloaded it and tried to run it, and I got an error saying a module load error. And it turns out that Don't Starve needs to run on, it runs in a browser, right? It runs in the Chrome browser, but it needs to run on a Intel or AMD based computer, and this is a ARM based mobile device, so it wasn't compatible. So so apparently the web store doesn't check what type of device you have before it lets you download. So I don't know if all of these apps here will actually work on the Chromebook. I suppose most of them do, but something like a game might not. Another thing I had trouble with was the Google Drive. Now, Google Drive is the place where you store your files online in the cloud. My Google Drive had 15 gigabytes of storage space. And I think that's just what everybody gets when they sign up with a Google account. They start you out with 15 gigabytes. But the Chromebook comes with 100 gigabytes of storage for 2 years, which is like a promotional thing. And if you don't get a Chromebook, they charge $4.99 per month for 100 gigabytes. So $5 a month times 12 is what, 60 for 2 years would be 120. So it's like a $120 value that they're giving you when you buy a Chromebook. When I tried to sign up for the promotion, there's a place where you can click to verify that your Chromebook is eligible for the offer. And it was telling me it was not available. It was not eligible for that promotion. So I went back on the Amazon sales page that I bought. I bought this computer from Amazon. So I checked the page, and it did say that you got the 100 gigabyte Google Drive with this computer. So I went through there. I did a, what do you call it, a support ticket through the service desk. And Google calls their support people ninjas for some reason. So I was texting with a Google Ninja, and I explained that it was that I didn't buy this secondhand. If I were to sell this to somebody and I claimed that 100 gigabyte promotion, then the person I sell it to cannot claim that. Only one person can do it per device. But I'm a brand new owner of this, so nobody, that wasn't the case there. According to what I understood, I was eligible, and I answered their questions, and then they sent me a link that I clicked on, and then that let me sign up, and then it worked. So it didn't work the first time I tried it, but I do right now have 115 gigabytes of space. The 100 gigabytes adds on to the 15 that you get by default. Okay, and I also got the Chromebook with the 3G connection, and it's through Verizon, and that was pretty easy to set up. Down here you click on the Wi-Fi symbol. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but then click on settings, and then that lets you go to the mobile data section, and then it's pretty easy from there to sign up. And that was pretty straightforward. And that's also for 2 years. After 2 years, it's going to cost something per month. I don't actually know right now what it is, but basically for 2 years you get up to 100 megabytes per month of data transfer over the cellular network. And honestly, 100 megabytes isn't that much. You know, I upload sometimes I upload one video to YouTube and it's more than 100, so I suppose if I'm out away from Wi-Fi and I want to use this, I shouldn't be watching YouTube videos. You know, just doing things like checking mail or looking up stuff on, on Google. Okay, now I'm going to try to answer some questions that people have been asking me about the Chromebook. If you have other questions I'm not answering now, feel free to ask in the comments and maybe I'll do another video. Now one question that's kind of common with this type of device is, can I install my favorite game or software? The answer is probably no, because it is, if it's something that can run in a web browser, then it will work. But if you have like a CD with a game on it, like, I don't know, World of Warcraft or something, there's no CD drive in this, and very little storage, and the Chrome OS, operating system isn't like Windows. It doesn't run, it doesn't let you install and run games. The only thing you can do is download things through the Chrome store. And if your game is on that store, and if the game is compatible with your device, then you can play it. But otherwise, no. Another question that not one but two people asked me on my unboxing video was, do you think this would be a good computer for a 10-year-old girl? Now, I don't have a lot of experience being a 10-year-old girl in the 21st century, but but actually what I did respond to one of them and said, I don't know, but maybe you should ask someone in your family instead of asking a stranger on the internet. But I can probably give you a better answer here. Now, my niece was 10 years old a few years ago, and she was using an iPhone as her, computer, her device. And that's kind of similar. They're both sort of like mobile devices, where on an iPhone you can download apps and play games, and there's a web browser, you can do email and stuff. So it is kind of similar, but this is, it looks like a little laptop computer instead of looking like a phone. And another thing is that sometimes parents like to install filtering software on your computer to protect you from the bad people on the internet that might try to fool you into doing something that you shouldn't be doing or to get you in trouble. And I looked on in the web store, the Chrome store, and there is some parental control software that you can download and use. And I didn't try any of these out. There's a few different options, so that is available. So based on those two things, maybe this would be good for a 10-year-old girl. Someone else asked if you can use iTunes on it, and I haven't tried. I don't think so, because iTunes is software that you have to download and install. I haven't checked in a while, but I don't think iTunes will work through a web browser, so I would say that's probably a no on the iTunes. But there is a Google service called Google Play, which lets you listen to music. I haven't tried that, but there may be other options besides iTunes that lets you do something similar. Someone also asked me if you can play MP3 files on this. So let's try it out. I've got one on this thumb drive. Let's plug it into the USB port in the back. And this file browser window opens. Okay, here is an MP3. It's the Hero theme, which by Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech. That's pretty easy. You just double click on it and it plays. I also have a WAV file, which is the Barney Fred from... Oop, it's playing. The Barney Fred song by the 5 Dimensions.
It's too late for Fred. Cause there's a rock falling out of your hand. It's too late for Fred.
Okay, well, I guess it plays WAV files also. And yeah, so I guess there's no problem with that. If you want to just double click on them and play them off of a thumb drive, and you could, I'm sure you can copy them onto your, you know, the 15 gigabytes of internal storage as well, or copy them to your Google Drive. So that's it for now. If you have any questions about the Samsung Chromebook or something you'd like me to try out, let me know. And thank you for watching.